What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Welcome to another episode of Budget Bangers. So, I've been doing these. I think this is like the 6th or 7th episode. I can't remember which. This is a series that I've really enjoyed, where we're just taking a look at pretty much, we're always looking at least, at least 2, sometimes 3 different knives that are all falling in that, sub $100 price point. And I know for some folks, $75, $80 for a knife is not considered budget, but you kind of have to draw the line somewhere. And for me, anything sub $100 is considered a budget knife. And if you're looking at, especially things like 14C28N and any of those really nice budget steels for under $100 with really good quality control, that is 100% a budget banger in my eyes. So today we're looking at 2. Again, I typically try to do these in multiples. That way I have, kind of every spot of that budget covered. So today we're looking at 2. One that's definitely, budget. It's sub $50. It's a $30 knife. The other one we're looking at is a $70 knife. So let's go ahead and jump into those. Already got the boxes or knives out of the box. So we're just going to just straight go for it. You guys know what comes in a Civivi pouch or comes in a Civivi box. So we're not going to waste time with that. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this. This is probably one of the most iconic budget Civivis out there. This is the Mini Praxis. So this is an in-house Civivi design. 3-inch blade, 6.8 inches overall, and right at a 3-ounce knife, 2.8 ounces. This is the black G10 and satin option. They do have a couple of different variations of this guy. So let's just go ahead and crack right on into here and just do our usual stuff. So typical with Civivi, you got the Civivi pivot, textured G10, really nice textured. You do have some really nice contouring on that. It is flat-sided, but you do have the contouring around the edges. It is shadow boxed, so they do that a lot with these more budget Civivis. The Elementums do that as well. T8 hardware, which is really nice to see on a $30 knife. Of course, you do have T6 hardware on the clip. Folded steel clip, open pillar design. No lefty love, but you do have a lanyard pin. Flipper only. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. Cannot say it enough. Fantastic flipper jimping. Honestly, I think everybody needs to take note of this. I don't see very many flippers that have extremely good jimping like this. You're not going to slip off of this flipper. It just works. The jimping is fantastic. Jimping on the back of the blade here, again, fantastic job. There's not enough of it, in my opinion. But the jimping that is there works extremely well. You've got a drop point, almost kind of a leaf-shaped blade here. Satin. It is a full swedge. Got a little bit of flats there. Perfect. No billboarding whatsoever. Now, this is a D2 blade, so you will have to take care of that blade. Again, absolutely no billboarding. The only thing you got is the D2 right there. Really nice finger choil. The edge grind looks to be symmetrical. The tip might be a little bit off. We'll have to check that here in a second. Yeah, I think that tip is a little bit off on the grind there. Sharpening for days. I mean, you won't have any problems getting a smile on this knife. It's done extremely well. Stop pin, everything. It's not an internal stop pin, but that won't be a problem here. Go ahead and take a look at the tip. So you can see that tip is just a little bit off to one side. There we go. Now you can see that. So that is just simply from that edge grind being a little off. Again, $30 knife. I ain't mad at it. Lockup, I guess let's go ahead and look at the lockup. Lockup is phenomenal. And you've got pretty decent access to the liner lock. Typically what I do on these, I did the same thing with the Elementum, is I will go in and grind down this side right here in this finger choil and get rid of that shadow box part right here, just to give myself a little more access to that. But you do have some scalloping there on the lock bar, which gives you really nice access, or gives you really nice feel. You don't really have any issues with that. Like I said, I would just like to see maybe a little bit more lock bar access, but where it's at is still not bad at all. Ergonomically, as I'm sure pretty much anybody that knows that's gotten a hold of one of these things, they are very nice in the hand. The regular size Praxis is amazing as well. I've handled quite a few of them. I don't have one in the collection, but I definitely want one. Just a phenomenal knife. Again, I can't express it enough. If you don't have one, you should definitely get at least the mini Praxis, and then potentially the full size. And I think they even do a button lock full size Praxis now. Like I said, these things can be had for $30, which is absolutely insane. I will be leaving a link down below for Smoky Mountain. They do carry the Praxis. Like I said, they are at $30 right now. Yeah, so not a whole lot to talk about on this thing. We'll go ahead and do our hardware check. Forgot to do that. Everything's looking good. No issues there, which would not... I'd be more surprised if there was a problem because it's Civivi. T6s, T8s are all great. Let's go ahead and do just a real quick edge check. So this one I've had for a little while. This was actually, I believe this was actually a giveaway win from Tim's School of Fish, if I'm not mistaken. But edge is good. It's not perfect, but I think this knife was used a little bit. And I have carried it some, so it's not a 100% factory fresh edge. But it is well within tolerances to be still a good enough for whatever you need. Probably could use a little strop, but all right, we're gonna go ahead and crack into the next one here. So this is the Spiny Dogfish. This is a Gavco design, if you couldn't already tell. This thing just absolutely screams Gavco. Really funky looking knife, really great in hand, but we'll go ahead and crack into the usual here. So the newer style Civivi pivot there, and you do have some rocked G10. Feels really great in hand, good texture, no sharp spots or anything like that, no hot spots, anything from carrying it. T8 hardware again. This one is open pillar construction, no lanyard love, no lefty love, only a single screw construction again, single body screw. Folded steel pocket clip, usual for Civivi. Yeah, fantastic little blade. And this has a kind of a reverse Tonto blade. It does have a compound grind, both flats. You got a swedge there, and as you can see, I have used this guy. Blade window cut out, again, no billboarding with the exception of the Gavco logo there. And then the blade steel, which I will accept that. That is certainly well within tolerances. Nice little black wash blade. Good lockup, plenty of room because you got that finger choil. Sharpening looks pretty good. You're a little light back here, but that's not an issue. Looks symmetrical. Looks like the tip might actually be good on this one. It's about the same, I think. Let's get that focused in. Come on, focus. These reverse Tontos are hard to get. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I ain't gonna be mad at that. Let's take a look at the centering on this guy. Centering looks good. So this is one of my favorite more budget Civivis. I love a clean blade hole design. Just that single form of opening works really well for me. I don't need a ton of stuff. You know, it's got its place. I don't mind it. It's just one of those things where if it's a preferred knife, I really just like a simple, clean, single form. Allows you to really tune that detent really well for that, and this one is tuned really well. The blade stop does come down and still interacts with your thumb, so if you bring it down like that, you can see that blade stop there does hit my thumb just like a flipper would. Protects you from getting bit by the knife, or keeping it, protecting your thumbnail anyway. Ergonomically, like I said, it's very sound. It's a nice long handle, very slender. You can still get a really full grip on it. If you need to choke up, you can certainly do so. The only nitpick I would say would be to have some jimping on the back of the blade, at the very least, right here on the thumb ramp, just for that. And then you can potentially have some further out. But again, that's just a nitpick. I don't really require jimping. It's just if I would rather it be like this than to be non-functional. So I would rather have no jimping than have non-functional jimping, just because aesthetically jimping doesn't really do anything for me. So it's not really an aesthetics thing. It needs to be more for the function of the knife. So if it's not going to be functional, just keep it off the knife. Really great liner access because, as you can see, it kind of sweeps up a little bit there. So it gives you really great access. And then the scalloping or the jimping that's on that liner gives it really nice feel. And then the liner is not so thick that it's hard to push over. It's really done well. Civivi absolutely killed this this design, or executed this design very well. And you know, they don't have a whole lot that's as far as designs that really excite, just to be honest. But their knives are executed extremely well. They do have some new stuff that's starting to catch my eye a little bit. But if you guys notice, I don't have a ton of Civivi in the collection. But these are two that I'm happy to have, and you know, these will most likely stay in the collection for quite some time. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, hit the links down below. Show some love to Tim School of Fish if you aren't already. That was like I said, that was a giveaway win from him. And as always, guys, just remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Catch you on the next one. Bye.